So we're back out at my mom's farm, and I wanted to walk you around and show you all of her color. She has some gorgeous fall color.
When I took you here in July, her horse was put away. Well, today her horse is out, and that is Dancer. And she enjoys being out in the pasture. Now there's Chipper. Chipper's gonna come greet you. Now Chipper's a miniature and he's visiting. So he is not my mom's horse, but she's kind of babysitting him and seeing how they get along together. They seem to enjoy hanging out together.
Okay, this is the corner flower bed. We were working in this bed earlier today, digging up some stuff and transplanting some stuff. She's got a lot of black-eyed Susans. There's a garden mom, coneflower, a lot of sedum that she puts in, phlox. And she tries to do all season interest. So every year she changes things up, moves things around. Today we took out a couple daylilies and some corabelles. We planted some Russian sage in here today. So it's always changing. And then of course they've got surrounded by fields. So this year it's cornfields. And this is her flower bed up by the house. She did a lot of miniature roses up here. Lots of marigolds, black-eyed Susans, moss, zinnias. Okay, now they're out in the garden, Devin and my mom, and they're picking pumpkins. Mom has pumpkins. They were volunteer ones, but they have some really nice pumpkins. So she's out here in the garden. This is her little garden shed over here with all of her flowers. And with all these marigolds, boy, it just makes you think fall. And so in her little garden next to her garden shed, she's got this really pretty white rose. She's not sure what kind it is. My dad had got it for a long time ago, and she's had it in the garden, and it comes back like a shrub rose every year.
Now at the workshop garden is what we call it. This was a garden that came to be because she had an eyesore that she seen that she did not want to have to look at all the time. That you probably have something in your yard that you want to camouflage too. So she created this garden with the different flowers and had the clematis in the back to disguise and help cover not only a gas tank behind it, but an LP tank. And she decided that if she had to have that LP tank in her yard, she was going to add some more flowers, some marigolds there at the base of it to cover up the base. So part of our work day is watering plants. So I'm out watering some of the stuff that we dug up to give to their friends. And so I'm watering all of those. Like I mentioned, Mom waters everything by hand. So I've got a long garden hose and I'm walking around. Now this is the side of her house with her side deck, and she did create a flower bed next to her deck and has a real pretty pot of flowers there, and then also some hostas in ground. Now I am out alongside the fence and I'm just cleaning up and deadheading her some of her flowers. Like I mentioned, her black-eyed Susans were mostly done, so we just needed to go in and start cleaning those up. We both agreed we didn't really care for how they looked as they're turning all brown. I told her it was her option. She could keep them like that and have them for winter interest, or we could cut them down. And we decided we'd start cleaning them up. Wanted to show you the pumpkins that we ended up with that day. Lots of pumpkins her and Devin picked, really pretty. And I wanted to thank Devin too, because Devin jumped in and helped on some of this filming. There's my mom and my sister pulling out another garden hose. Then we got the ladder out to get some apples. It was time to pick apples. Now they have a few apple trees left, and this year there is a bumper crop of apples. So we picked apples for my sister. We picked some apples for my mom. And then she's still, as you can see, had a ton of apples left. So she had some people from her church, a few folks that were going to come out and pick apples. And then I'm back out at the front flower bed. Mom and I are talking about the black-eyed Susans on which ones to leave and which ones to trim. She wanted me to leave the ones that were still had a little bit of yellow on them, and that's what I was trying to do. Be very selective and deadhead the ones that were brown, but leave some of the yellow flowers for some color out there. And we're just talking about the different things that she wants to do out in that area. So I got a load of deadheading that I'm starting to take out to the pasture to put on the burn pile. And so she thought that that was real heavy, and I told her no, it was fine. But it's funny, and we're talking all the way up the hill, and I stopped to talk to her so she could hear me, and she thought I needed help, so she got behind the wagon and pushed it up the hill for me. So now we loaded up the Gorilla cart with those pumpkins that Devin and my mom picked from the garden. And I thought that her marigolds out along her fence, it would be really pretty if we added a few pumpkins mixed in with those marigolds just to start that nod of fall and give it that fall color and feel.